Hi, I'm Cindy Harrison. Thank you for joining us tonight. My guest is Sharon Jensen, and she is an employee of Embrace Your Wardrobe. And tonight we're going to be talking about the importance of color when it comes to you. So Sharon, how long have you been with Embrace Your Wardrobe?
I started the company about 2 years ago, and I'm actually a Color Me Beautiful consultant. So I couple it with some other services in the Embrace Your Wardrobe.
Cool. So color me
Beautiful.
beautiful. There you go. Sorry.
Nope.
And that has been around for quite some time now, hasn't it?
Yeah. Some people might remember the book, the Color Me Beautiful book. That's been around since the 1970s, and they've actually expanded and bought out some other companies and are still out there doing different colors for people, doing consults.
That's exciting. I remember the big hub about, when in the 80s, everybody wanted to, what color are you? What color are you? What color are you? So that's great. It's still happening. I find it very important. And I definitely over the years have noticed which colors are better than not. But how do you determine, say, what a person should wear, or what a person you would recommend them wear, and why?
So we start out when you come for a consult, we actually figure out your hair, eye, and skin color. So this is my hair, eye, and skin color.
Okay.
So my hair would be brown, my eyes are kind of like a green, and then my face is an ivory. So once we do that, you get a color palette that has 40 colors that are all set for your skin tone. And then when you go shopping or anything, it's just about, kind of matching. So as you can see, if you look at my shirt, all these colors are kind of trying to get the shade there. All these colors are actually in my shirt that I'm wearing. So it brings the attention to my face. So, and then we have certain colors that intensify your eyes. Certain colors would intensify your hair and also your skin that you can wear if you wanted to bring something out more prominent.
Wow, it makes it easy, doesn't it? Once you do this.
Once you actually know your colors, it becomes very easy. Now you're shopping with a purpose. You don't get something home and say, oh my gosh, why did I do that? Because you know what it should look like.
Right. That's boy, that would make a lot of people's life a lot easier if they do, right?
Yes.
So you have various ways of showing them how, like, give us some examples. Like, those are your colors, and we can tell they're very I can tell they're very beautiful colors. So what is it like the difference between what is you can wear and that makes you more beautiful, and what you shouldn't wear?
So, well, the easiest thing that you can do is take whatever the item that you're trying to purchase, and if you hold it up to your face, and you want to see what it does to your face. So this here, I'm holding up black. And what you can start, if you look, you can see like I've got some redding beside my nose. If I have any gray underneath my eyes, it's going to be very prominent. It might not do it as much justice on the blab as, but that's what, so anything you purchase, an easy way that you do is what you want to do is you want to have your face kind of light up and be, more colorful, more radiant, more healthy looking. So the black kind of points out some of my flaws in my face. But if I turn around and I hold up something that's a little bit more friendly, this is kind of like a teal color, teal blue. So you really you can't quite tell, it's not doing it quite the justice, but now you're not seeing the color blue first, you're seeing me all together. Is another thing that you want to focus on.
Uh-huh. So basically, if the people were interested in learning more about this, and you go to their houses, like you came to my house and explain what you did for me to open my eyes to your world.
Yep. Yeah, because once we figure out what your colors are, you can actually try on makeup and everything. So you can really have a transformation and see how it brings out and makes your eyes pop and your lips to be more focused, and you just have a nice, healthy glow.
The colors were an eye opener, though, when you held up all your fabric, all your pieces of fabric, and you said, "Okay,
yep,
how did these colors make you look?" And then some of them were clear. Like I took a few out of my closet that I didn't show you when you were over the other night, and you'll die. You will die. But this is one of the colors.
Yeah. So see how your face kind of just went kind of blah.
That was my Buzz Lightyear color. I was channeling Buzz Lightyear.
For you, we determined the black was going to be better for you.
Right. Right. This was another one, and I'm not sure why, other than I told you I'm avid changer with the season. I like changing with the season, but you're telling me, no, Cindy, you should not do this. This was another one.
Yeah. Well, the orange, because it's more of a fall and a warm color, it's going to actually make your face very red, and it's going to pull out some things that you were really trying to get rid of or stop.
Exactly. Exactly. And then this is another one. I thought this is a nice, pretty color, but I'm deciding now that maybe it's not so nice for me.
And I think that there is just a little bit too pastel-y. Because you were a winter, so you still want to have a strong color, but you want to have a cool hue, versus a warm hue.
And this is very, very dusty muted. So this one I bought, I love this one, and I think this one works for me.
Oh, that's perfect. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really good color. It's almost the color shirt that you have on.
Yeah,
now.
it's a little deeper, and it just seemed to, I just feel so much. Don't you find that when you wear the right colors and you look at yourself in the mirror, you just glow, you just pop?
And that's the point. Yeah, that's the point. So that's kind of why you'll stop kind of wearing different colors in the different seasons. You have to find your colors, and then you can turn around and maybe you wear, like this here is a purple. It doesn't really show well, but it was a purple in your in your color scheme. So you might wear that in the spring or the summer, and then you might go to the to like an evergreen, which is another one of your colors, for more like the holiday seasons and stuff. For a winter, you actually get a really nice red, so you could dress up very Christmassy, but you might not want to do that. In the summer or spring, you might want to pick some of your lighter colors. I know we talked about yellow being one of your colors, but you said that it was a little too bright for you. But if you look at the yellow, just kind of like washed my face out even more.
Yeah, but I honestly never thought of yellow as being one of my colors.
Yeah, so everyone actually has a yellow, a blue, a green. It's just the different how much, if it's a warm or it's the actual tone. Is it a pastel color? Is it a real deep color? What actual intensity of the color is what makes a difference between the seasons.
So okay. So if I, like you said, I like the color purple. I find a purple. I mean, every season. And that's the other thing. So seasons. I only thought there were 4 seasons.
There's actually 162 different seasons, because you could be a contrasting, you could be, so this is actually 2 different types of purples. So see how this is much cooler than this one here is a lot warmer. So for me, I'm going to wear the warmer purple, and for you, you'd be better off with the cooler purple.
Uh-huh.
So
So
Um,
162?
yeah, 192 different.
Ooh,
Yeah.
92.
Um,
Okay, so explain to us how did we come up with 192 seasons?
well, you can have up to 31 different winters and 31 different summers. And within the 31, so that's 62 right there. And you could be a vivid, you could be a contrasting, you could be a light, or you could be a true. So for every 62, you could be 4 different levels within the 62 different things. So it's actually probably more. For autumns and springs, there's 15 different autumns and I think 16 different springs, times the same 4 categories of true, vivid, contrasting, and light.
So what determines where you fall in that spectrum?
Well, the way that you become in the 4 different categories, so like I have dark hair, I have very light skin, but I have dark eyes. So I have 2 darks and 1 light. So I have a little scale that tells me that's contrasting. So your hair is dark, your skin is darker than mine. So you were kind of like in the medium, and I believe your eyes were
Medium, I thought.
they were kind of medium too. So I think we landed up. I forget. Did you write down that name? Excuse me.
Okay, let me see. I got all my paperwork here that you left me. So
I know you were a dynamic winter, but I just can't remember what your first.
and where did we write that down? You had so much information, and it was so wonderful what you gave me that it's like I don't even know where it went. But yeah, dynamic winter. That was that was dynamic. Woo. I've never been dynamic in anything, so that's pretty awesome. But so yeah, so now that will determine now not necessarily like you wear these colors. Would you change the makeup to go with your attire? Is that, or do you a neutral?
Well, a lot of times, yeah, I really do not change my makeup. I have makeup that is based for my hair, eye, and skin color. So I have like a face that I put on every day. It's the same face regardless of what clothes I have, because all of my clothes, all of my colors, this color wheel that I had shown, all these things kind of balance out and harmonize with my face. So if I keep with eye shadow and blush and lipstick that are all in these same tones, then it just works all the time. So I occasionally, if I'm wearing something really green, I might use an eyeliner that's a little bit more green. So, but again, I'm sticking with these colors.
So then you're safe.
And I'm safe. Yeah, I don't have to think about it.
Well, just to show the people watching and those who will be watching on replay, and thank you for joining us on replay. Sharon has a lot of information that when she comes to your house or you go to a party, that tells you a whole bunch of different things on how to just beautify yourself. And I really do believe you feel better. Not only that, but I talked about or had written in when I was advertising for this program that if you look better, you feel better, but also too, it's how people perceive you. If you, for instance, Sharon, go out with black on and you start to look old, haggard, tired, whatever, people are going to look at you. If they look at you, they're not going to want to approach you, right?
Right.
So if you're wearing colors that lift you,
mm-hmm.
then people you stand out to people. They perceive you as being a positive, you know,
Right.
happy person, and then they want to engage with you, right?
Absolutely. The other thing that your color choices can actually dictate whether you have an authoritative look or a friendly approach. So the darker the color, for me, the darkest I would go was like maybe a navy blue. So that would be so if I had a suit on that was in a dark navy blue, that would be considered very authoritative. Like I was maybe doing a presentation, or somebody who was going to go to, do a meeting at a board, or a presentation at a professional meeting type place. But where I'm a consultant, I want to try and be friendly and approachable. So I'm going to pick colors that are a little bit more approachable. I'm going to pick, something like a teal or a nice soft blue versus the dark blue. I'm going to pick something softer.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the examples that I thought was really funny is I was at the Women's Expo here last month over in Manchester, and eggplant looks very, very good on me. So I was in my little eggplant suit, and everybody thought I worked at the hotel. They were asking me directions the whole time I was there. So I thought that was really kind of funny. So I looked very professional and I was really put together, and they figured, oh, she's got to know where to go for things. And fortunately I did, but I don't work for the hotel. So it was really kind of funny. But you can, if you're in a situation where you have to present yourself, that your clothing and your colors can be definitely very helpful.
So Sharon's saying that she had her colors done years ago and was a winter/fall. And now I have gray hair with my season change. So that's a good question though, Sharon. So does the going gray change your season?
It does play a factor in it. If like my hair is actually, you can kind of see it's got like a reddish brown color, which is one of the reasons why I'm in the autumn category, versus like your hair is more of an ashy brown, and that's why you're in a cooler category. So when I actually decide to go gray, which I don't know if I'll do, but if I were to, my colors would also have to soften. So I would probably transition over into a spring. So my colors would have they'd still be in the warm category, but they would not be as intense.
Okay. So that's something to think about, because then it's almost like you might have to change your whole wardrobe.
Well, not necessarily, because I can stay with my basic colors, mm-hmm. and then just maybe do accents, accessories, a scarf or jewelry in the softer color up closer to my face, so it's not as quite of a drastic change. Okay. So like one example here is the orange. Mm-hmm. This is the autumn color, and the spring color is more of this kind of an orange. It's kind of a little bit more of a like a
it looks peachy.
Salmon color. Hmm? Yeah, it's a little bit more peachy, like a salmon color.
Yeah.
So, so I can still wear this today probably, but again, the orange is going to look better.
Yeah, it makes you more alive. Yeah.
Right. It's going to bring more color to my face.
Yeah, very nice. So the whole concept of it's just it's to find out who you are, where you are in, with the makeup and the mm-hmm. clothing. And now your business even takes you this is not just for women, is what I wanted to say.
Right.
Go ahead and tell us what you can do for the men.
So I also help men, dress for success as well. So we do the same thing. We figure out what their hair, eye, and skin color is. We would do that for them too. And they could turn around and have the same, color palette like this. Or we also offer a business professional. So if there's somebody that always wears suits, it would actually be tailored for that. So they would have like 4 or 5 basic colors that would say a suit on it. And I don't have it with me at the moment. It's in my car. And then I have another little collection of colors that would be ties, another collection for shirts. So when you actually go in the store, you can actually put together, before you even get in the store, what color outfit you want, what color your shirt, what color tie, what kind of suit coat and pants you want. And you can make an outfit very, very easy. So even if you are somebody who's colorblind, you can turn around and actually do this as well, and have somebody else help you pick the colors. So it's really a good way for somebody, for men to, get a suit and be able to do it themselves.
That's very interesting. And so you're not this is suggesting those men buy those bright colored swatches there, right? That's just for accents, right? Like a handkerchief or in the tie kind of thing. Now, do you also, you had mentioned when you visited with me, do I wear more paisley or do I wear more linear? How does that affect a person?
Well, we actually, that is actually affected by your face shape. Okay. So if I were to pull my face back, you can see that the distance between my temples is actually smaller than the distance between my cheeks. Mm-hmm. So I always thought I had really fat cheeks. Comes to find out that I have actually a pear-shaped face. So my face is actually oval, but it kind of comes like an egg and comes in a little bit more in the front. So originally I had a beautiful hairdo, but it was long bangs and it came down to my chin and it was parted in the middle. So it made me look very triangular. So this haircut, by putting volume where my face was lacking, helps to even me out and make me a little bit more oval.
And so how does that play into whether you should wear paisley or linears?
So the way, because I have a soft, rounded, an egg is a nice rounded shape, I should be wearing things that are rounded. So that's where like the paisley, the flowery, soft things. Now today I have a very striped shirt, which goes very straight. However, you can see my neckline has got a very like soft ruching. So it kind of helps to soften it so it doesn't look like I'm wearing stripes. It kind of like takes it out of so it softens it up a little bit so I can get away with it. Versus your face is a little bit more angled. Like when you come down to the bottom of your chin here and the top of your face, it's, you can see it's pretty straight. And then on the sides here, it's pretty straight. When I hold my hand up, you can see it comes in at the bottom and you can see it goes up and, goes in at the top. So your face is a little bit more angled. So you're going to want collars with, points, and you're going to want more geometric shapes. They're going to actually bring the attention to your face more.
Oh, okay. More geometrical. Now, yeah. I also think that you had shown me the chart about body types as well, and being a determining factor on what styles. So it's not only the color that the chosen, that you choose, but it's also the style of clothing that will feel better and be perceived better. Correct?
Right.
So how many, is there 192 versions of those too?
We only have 3 body types. We have a linear, we have a curvy linear, and then we have curvy. So a linear person is somebody whose their shoulders, their hips, and their waist, the difference between their waist and their hips or the waist and their shoulders is like 8 inches or less.
Okay. So
I only have 3 inches. So I really don't have, I'm kind of more of a boxy shape, very, very straight. So I don't try to belt. So a tunic type shirt's going to look better on me versus somebody who at the other extreme being curvy. Now the difference between their shoulders and their waist to their hips is over 12, could be up to 12 inches. Wow. So for those people, you want to make sure that you actually belt. And you want to, emphasize a waist. So a lot of people don't do that, but that, you know, you're going to get to that best hourglass figure that everybody likes to have as a woman.
So say I'm 5'6", which is not a bad height, but say I want to look taller. What would you recommend for a person who wants to look taller?
One thing that you can do actually is wear all the same color. So if you really had, you know, like a tan outfit or a blue outfit, or even, you know, any one of your basic colors, if you wore a shirt, what I would suggest though is, like, if you have a shirt, have a pattern in the shirt. So maybe some sort of a lacy type shirt, but in, like, say a tan, and then have tan pants, and then tan shoes. So if everything from head to toe is tan, you're going to look longer.
Aha.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to look slimmer?
Actually, the same kind of principle. When you're wearing all the same color, you can actually look slimmer. It's kind of deceiving because not everybody can wear black, and black doesn't always make you look thinner.
Aha. And see, and I always thought it did. Which
yeah, well,
go ahead.
Fortunately, it does for you because you have black in your wheelhouse. For me, it would be just too much. It's going to be too harsh.
It would look like you're in mourning all the time.
I would look like I was in mourning. So there's a purpose, you know, for those. Sometimes those occasions do arise, and you do have to wear something that's black, or you're going to a black tie event or something, and they specifically ask you to wear black. The things that you can get away with is putting, you know, like a scarf or a necklace or something around your neck, earrings that are in your color that gives you a little pop, so it'll kind of liven your face up again.
And that's a very good tip. That's a very good tip, because then you won't stand out by wearing a bright color. You will accentuate, you know, it's an accent.
Yeah, accent the positive.
Right. And I noticed, like, I always, for years, you go to New York City and everybody is wearing black. Everybody. I don't know that they care what season it is. It's supposed to be a power color, but I'm thinking what you had said earlier about your eggplant suit. That's your power color.
That's my power color. Yep. If I want to look very professional and put together, that's the color I go to.
Yeah. So not everybody's power color is black.
Right.
And it would make the city look a lot more lively if
yes.
if the people would wear other colors other than black.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always thought, I never thought that black would, as a negative, you know, right. I just thought it was an elegant. I thought it was, you know, a slimming and a powerful color. And so I've learned a lot since I've met you about the importance of color and how you're perceived, because that can make or break a deal when you're meeting someone. First impressions. And just like with my makeup, and anyone watching the show knows, like, I've told them I don't do makeup, and I've been on Blab now for quite, you know, for a few days anyway. And so when you first came over and you put makeup on me, and I went and posted the pictures, they're like, "Oh, you're so beautiful. You're so," I'm like, "Oh my, stop it. It's embarrassing." but yeah, I feel better. I enjoy it. I feel more radiant, and I think that helps for a positive attitude, and it comes across to people that I meet. It comes across to people through this screen that I feel better about myself. I feel better about the world, and therefore, so should you.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing that I find the most beneficial, because as people start having those aha moments and they, you know, share them with me, you know, it's just really amazing, you know, to see the change in personalities and how they, you know, are able to feel like they can go out and try something that they would have never thought to before.
Right. Exactly. So I'm going to open up the seat and let's see, unlock the seat. So if anyone wanted to come in and ask any questions, I know that if Anne is watching, Bob's wife, she's a lovely person. And I don't know if she's watching, but yeah, anyone at any age, at anywhere in their working, not working, retired, at home mom. I know I was an at home mom for, well, I still I'm an at home mom. I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm also an at home mom. And even though my children are grown up, they still call me all the time. But I knew when I stopped working, when I worked in the professional business, I had short hair like you, and I always put on makeup, and I always dressed, for the office, because you never know who's going to come in, and clients and whatnot. But when I stopped working, I let it all go. Jeans and t-shirts, no makeup. I let my hair grow long. I didn't go to the hairdressers. And even my husband said, if it's the money, honey, I'll pay for a haircut. I'm like, no, I'm not interested in the upkeep. I'm not interested in having to go every 6 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks to have it cut. It's just too much maintenance for me. I have the baby. I want to take care of, the house, and it just didn't matter. But, not realizing that when I had an opportunity to go somewhere a little nicer, a nice restaurant on our anniversary, or, get invited to someone's home for, a holiday. Yeah, that t-shirt and jean thing.
Don't cut it anymore.
No. And the plain Jane, and you just look tired, and nobody approaches you. It's just, so it's like, yeah. So even at home moms, I see a lot of those makeover shows, whether it be a Steve Harvey or an Ellen, or, we've seen many of them, right? Oprah.
Yep.
And you can see the people just radiant, before.
Yeah, they're right up for sure.
Yeah, before and after. So that is just, I think I would like your job.
Well, I get to meet some wonderful people and get them to, to start a journey that really just, takes them to, places that they never thought that they could go to.
So where, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, I was going to put your name or your email, not your email address, but if you have, well, probably that's the best way. How would they get a hold of you?
I do have an email address, and it's my name, so Sharon at embraceyourwardrobe.com, and they can reach me there. I do have some information as well as, about the different services that I offer, and, classes. I do adult education classes. I also offer little spring, like I'll be doing a spring update class coming up in the end of April and first couple of weeks in May. And we'll talk about the trends that are in the stores and the colors that are in the stores that people are going to be seeing, and how they can choose, and find their actual color that's going to work for them within the colors and stuff that are in the stores. We're also going to talk about accessories.
And that's local. You do that?
Yeah, I'm going to do that over at the Milford Community Center, just outside of the Oval.
Yeah. So
if someone's interested in that, they can give me a call. I also do beauty hours. If you have like a bridal shower or getting married or something, and your bridesmaids, you want to do something different, you can do a beauty hour. So the host gets to find out their colors, and everybody else gets to play with whether they're a warm toned skin or if they're cool. So they also get to try on some different things and learn some new techniques in makeup.
No, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a lot of fun. So you say you also embrace your wardrobe. To me is like, okay, what are we doing with that company? Embracing your wardrobe. So, I mean, you told us with Color Me Beautiful, it's, it incorporates the colors, what makes you feel beautiful and stuff like that. But now you're going into the closet. So tell
Yes.
us about that quickly.
So if once somebody starts the journey, they would, find their colors. They would learn about their body shape and their face shape and how, different collars and different patterns are going to work for them. And then you can take that next step and actually go into your closet. And you can, we try to put a numbering system to it to kind of depersonalize it a little bit. So, because a lot of times we buy things and we grow attachments to them. However, we only wear about 10% of our clothing in our, closet, and the rest of it just kind of hangs out there. So, so we try to identify that 90%, does it fit? Is it the right color? Does it need hemming, or, is it too short, too big, too small? Is it something that you can send to the thrift store and, maybe get some money back so that you can buy some clothes that are in the right size and in the right colors? Or is it something that, you can give to Goodwill and, do a donation that way? So we go through that whole step trying to make it easier for you to kind of detach. And because we really don't need to have as much clothing as we have in our closets.
So you would hold my hand and go through every piece.
I'll hold your hand and help you go through the closet. Yeah.
And I really need that, because you're right. I think I wear about that much in all the rest. It's the hopeful things. I'll get slim enough again to wear them.
Yes. And then unfortunately, sometimes those days don't come. Sometimes they do. I have myself, I've got every size under the, rainbow for colors. And I've been fortunate that I do kind of gain weight and then I lose it all. And I can go back to my staple colors and wear, and then I kind of migrate back to gaining some weight again, and then I lose it again. Someday I'll actually get to the point where I don't do that, but that seems to be my goal.
As long as they stay in style, right?
Well, that's the beauty of this, because when you're picking your what we call them is wardrobe capsules. So when you're picking your basic items, like a shirt and a jacket, usually like a wardrobe capsule would be a shirt, or I should say a jacket, a pair of pants, a skirt, and then 3 shirts that would go with that particular ensemble. So when you're picking your basic suit, you want to pick like a core color that like, so you're going to do the tan or the brown, or for me, I did the eggplant type colors. For you would do the black and maybe a nice red suit, or, color blocking is still in. So you might want to do like a red and black suit, and then you can switch it up with some shirts. Because just thinking, that you can wear a pair of pants with a skirt, and then you have the 3 shirts. Well, there's, 3, 4 outfits right there. And then if you have the pair of pants, that's another 3 or 4 outfits. And then if you have a sweater, well, then you now added, a whole nother outfit to the 6. So you can really get away with a lot less clothing. And you can buy better quality of clothing too, and it's going to last you for a long time.
Well, that is a very good thought, because if you could do something like that, then, and it wouldn't matter almost what you picked, it'll all work.
Right. It'll all work. Yeah.
You won't be spending a lot of time just trying to decide, what will I wear today? Because what was it? I've been hearing about Mark Zuckerberg, how he was making a joke about what should I wear, and his whole closet was the same color gray shirt.
Right.
It's just because he said it. What I heard today was he said that is one less decision that he has to spend time on in the morning. It's already decided. You take the first cleanest one, clean one off the rack and go. So
and that's the beauty of it. You're looking in your closet. Now you don't have to say, well, gee, is it going to look good on me? It's just going to be, what color do I feel like wearing today? And if you only pick, like a couple of colors, then, you have really nice options to kind of color match and, swap out. And so you always look great. You always look professional. The way you stay current is your accessories. Are we into the bold and chunky jewelry, or are we into dainty? Are we into, scarves or, earrings? Right now this year, they've got, they call them dusters. The earrings are very long and they actually hit your shoulders. I don't know if I would wear that particular type of thing, but that's what you're going to see in the store right now.
Very
So
interesting.
that's how you can stay current, by picking up some accessories that are in the current trend with keeping your clothes very basic.
So you mentioned the big bauble, the big chunky jewelry, which I've seen a lot out there. Is that actually something like anybody can wear that, or only certain people should be wearing that?
Anyone can really wear the statement pieces, but if you're really petite, you want to keep your jewelry and your accessories pretty petite. So a good kind of rule of thumb, like for earrings, you don't want to have your earrings be any bigger than your eyes, because now people are going to be looking at your ears. They're not going to be looking at your eyes. So same thing with your necklace. I tend to wear a lot of big statement jewelries, but I've got really big eyes, and I usually play down my ears. So I keep my earrings kind of simple. But today I don't really have anything in there, but I usually do have something, at least a little something in there, to keep it kind of interesting and kind of going around. If you're, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, because you're saying keep the earrings smaller than your eyes. And I remember even way back in the 60s, those big hoops, huge hoops, and they were making a comeback as everything.
Yeah.
And
but again, the hoops are pretty straight, so they're not going to take up as much volume versus if you have a round medallion. So if you have something that's like a ball, or something that when you put it in your ears, it's coming out this way, that's, you want to make sure that they're smaller than your eyes. But if it's in line, then it's not, you don't have to worry about it so bad. So the big hoops are going to be fine.
So very interesting. Okay. So, what didn't we talk about tonight? What haven't we touched on that might help people to make better decisions when they decide what to wear?
Yeah. Another thing, back on the body shapes, when we do the measurements. So if your shoulders are smaller than your hips, then you want to put a lot of detail and everything at your shoulders to turn around and make your hips kind of balance them out. So, because you can't change your hips are your hips. Same thing if your hips or your shoulders are a lot bigger, say you're very broad in the shoulders, but you're very small, and that's kind of where I'm at. I have a smaller hip. So what I want to do is wear things that actually have detail at my hips. So if I have my tunic, I want it to break right in the middle of my hips to make my hips look wider, because any horizontal lines are going to make you look wider. Any vertical lines are going to make you look slimmer. So, that's kind of a good tip as well for general clothing.
I was going through a catalog, and I noticed that they are one of the items coming out for the spring line is printed slacks or jeans or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I love the printed things, but I'm like, okay, now I know my hips are wider than my shoulder, I'm pretty sure. Right. And I'm like, is that something I could get away with a printed bottom and then have a solid tunic type top? Or,
you would definitely want to have something big or have a boat neck, something that's going to bring the attention back up to your shoulders. Sometimes, or if you wore like a jacket or a vest, have a lot of details. Sometimes, something with buttons or something at the shoulders. Or if you're like the boho look, so they'll have like embroidery and everything up higher around your neckline and everything. That's going to also help make this whole area look broader.
Right, because otherwise they'll be looking at my pants, right?
Otherwise they're going to be looking at the pants. Yeah, and they're, and that's probably an area that you're saying that you don't necessarily want people to be focusing on. You want them to be looking at your face.
Right, right. Well, this is all very interesting. When I met you, I just knew where my mind was going, and this is where it's all about, because I really do. I think that it's almost, I mean, I don't know about it as, you know, as far as business numbers, you know, but I think that it's a lost art. I think that a lot of people still don't know how important this is to them, you know, that they should be paying attention to this, because it really will make a difference in their life.
It really will make a difference. Sometimes, you know, you have two people going for the same job, and you're turning around and you both have the same qualities. If somebody's looking more professional, they are definitely going to pick that person who looks more professional and more put together, because they're representing the company. They might send them out to meetings. They might send them out to talk about, you know, our sales, whatever their particular job is. To move up the ladder, you definitely need to have a put together look. It definitely does kind of leave you a little bit of step ahead.
Right, right. Well, and yeah, that's very important. That's very important, because yeah, you're right. Well, I think that if you have any last other words to say, I think that we've covered pretty much a lot of information here, a lot of food for thought. And so any parting words?
I just wanted to say I hope people, you know, take a look at their closet, and if they need some help or, you know, want to find out some more, like I said, I do offer a lot of different types of classes or individual type things if they're, or you could just give me a call, and, you know, we could get together and, you know, have coffee, and I can explain some of the different options in the journey that, you know, you can kind of go through.
Is that something that can be done through the internet? If someone had like the iPhone, or it had a phone with a camera, if they had good lighting, is that something that you would consider for people who, I mean, we get an audience from all over the world, so.
Right. We have, you know, we've kind of found that it's really hard to do like a color analysis, because as you can see, even our two pictures, your face is a lot, you know, clearer. I'm a little kind of muted. So it's really hard to get the, you know, to get a really good indication. So to do an online consult for color, I need to have photographs of people without their makeup on sent to me, so that I, you know, and that's what I would actually use to identify their colors. And the other drawback is they don't get to actually try makeup in their colors, because I can't send it to them.
Right, right. Well, because you wouldn't know.
So there's benefits of that.
Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight, Sharon, and sharing with us what I, again, will say, very important subject here about color and the importance of color, and how you're perceived by how you look and how you feel. Until I have another blab next week, and it's going to be about color your plate. We're going to be talking to Sandy Sanchez, who is another blab star, and she is also AKA the crazy kale lady. She loves kale, and we're going to talk about the importance of color on our plates. So it'll be 3 o'clock next Wednesday at Eastern Standard Time. So thank you again, Sharon, and I'm going to close out the recording.